All right, here we are. The Money Lab video hangout on YouTube Live as usual every single week. We always start off with the YouTube Live first. And, this is really cool. This week we have an all virtual cast. We were going to have Kat in here, but, she was very considerate and thought that maybe because she was feeling a little bit under the weather, didn't want to come in and infect me. And I really appreciate that. So I'm going to give her a lot of extra love in this particular interview today. But we have Kat Maurus and Lisa Barker from Blue Echo Design joining us from all over the world. Say hi.
Hi. Hi, everyone.
So here's the thing, what I can't stand about YouTube Live and interviewing on YouTube Live is that for those of you who have potential epileptic propensities or seizures, you're going to see through the conversation that anytime anybody talks, it's going to pop up like... it's going to pop up and interrupt each other. So you'll see as time goes on. So if it becomes too much for you, just go ahead and jump onto our other platform, which is the Spreaker app, which you can download on your phone and everything like that. But like I said, we always start here on the YouTube Live, so you can get a chance to take a look at us, watch the podcast as opposed to just listening to the podcast. And if you want to participate, remember there's a live chat screen that's open. And yes, we figured it out now that there's actually 2 separate chat rooms for YouTube Live. So for those of you who have joined us and asked questions before and were a little bit perturbed that we didn't answer, is because we didn't realize there were 2 windows for chatting on the Google Hangouts. So I had them both open. Ask any questions that should come up. And it is now top of the hour, so you know the drill. We got to get quiet on the set so I can actually launch this on Spreaker Studio. And I just realized something. Talks amongst yourselves. Because I didn't even set up the Spreaker Studio, the what do you call it, the thing properly. All right, so talks amongst yourselves. Introduce yourselves from Blue Echo Design.
Hi, everyone. My name's Lisa
Barker. Why don't we start with you first, Kat?
So I represent the West Coast side of Blue Echo Design, and this is Lisa.
Hi, I'm Lisa Barker. I'm the East Coast part of Blue Echo Design, but together we're one company, and we specialize in web and graphic design services for logos, brochures, pocket folders, trade show graphics, pretty much anything you can think of that you need designed for your business, we can do, whether it's web or print.
Nice. It's almost as if you guys have been doing this for a while.
10 years this year.
Right in October, yeah.
How many years?
It'll be our 10-year anniversary right in October.
Wow. Yeah. Congratulations. There's a lot that we can talk about once the show gets rocking and rolling, once I get this going. Let's see. Blue Echo Design. Make sure you guys are tagged. And then let me make sure I get the right image up there. See, this is kind of cool. You guys get to see exactly what all happens. Let's see. Thank God for cloud, because I made your images at home and then I can upload it here. All right. So quiet on the set. We're about to get started to launch this off. All right. Shh. All right, welcome back to another live broadcast of the Money Lab live podcast, episode number 48, Dress Your Business to Impress. All right, welcome back to another live broadcast of the Money Lab podcast from the Six Figure Academy. I am your host, Wei Hong, from the Six Figure Academy. This is the podcast where we give you tips, strategies, and interviews with other entrepreneurs on how to create that ultimate six-figure entrepreneurial lifestyle free of bad money stories, money anxiety, and stress so that you can monetize your dreams and execute your genius. How cool is that? Now, if you haven't already downloaded our free ebook From Money Anxiety to Six-Figure Mastery, make sure you go to the, I always say HTTP, but Does anybody type that anymore? No, nobody does that. I say this every week. Okay, go to go.thesixfigureacademy.com. That's what you put in the URL bar and get it there. It's the perfect complement to all the things we discuss on this show. And quite frankly, it could change your life. Now, if you are joining us live today and you are not on YouTube Live with these two lovely ladies in front of me, then make sure you get on Spreaker.com or download the Spreaker app on your mobile device and search for the hashtag the Money Lab, so that you can join us in the chat room and ask questions, interact with us and our guests, and even request a specific topic to discuss that will help support you in your quest for the ideal six-figure lifestyle. Now, while you're there, subscribe so that you don't miss an episode and can catch us every single week. For all other ways to find us, go to the sixfigureacademy.com/radio for all the details. And if there's something that you love about what you hear on this episode today and that you know that could help someone you care about, remember, sharing is caring. So share this show to that person. And I guarantee you today, when you hear about what these two ladies are about to share about their journey in entrepreneurship, you are definitely going to want to share this one, because they have achieved a level of success that many people in their own space only dream about, being able to win awards and everything like that. So, I just actually came back from a weekend of training practitioners for other companies, stuff like that. So it's really exciting. I'm really excited to be able to get back into this flow of entrepreneurship and everything like that. So what I want to do is I want to go ahead and introduce these ladies and talk a little bit about, give them a little bit of a context about what Blue Echo Design is all about, run by Kat and Lisa. Now, Blue Echo Design is an advertising graphic design boutique outside of Philadelphia. And for those of you who join us on YouTube, this will be a little bit of a repeat. Now, they specialize in completely custom print and web solutions, that such as website design, logos, trade show graphics, print. And I've actually used them before. And I tell you, they do amazing work. And they're really one of those few graphic design and web design companies that are truly passionate about what they do, and they really kind of immerse themselves into the needs of their clients. So I absolutely love working with them, and I'm pretty sure I will continue to work with them as time goes on. So I thought, hey, I think there's a lot of things to be said, because they've won awards across the board. I won't go into too much, because I'll let them talk about what kind of awards they won, because I think you guys actually, anyway, welcome to the show, Kat and Lisa.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
We're excited to be here and to speak to the fine audience today.
Yeah. So why don't you, again, I know you already did this on YouTube Live, but for our Spreaker and our, quite frankly, our iTunes audience, go ahead and reintroduce yourselves again. Let's start with you, Kat.
Okay, so my name is Catherine, and I am the co-owner of Blue Echo Design, which is a national advertising and graphic design company. And we specialize in creating completely custom logos, websites, print advertisements, basically anything that your company needs to run and market itself. And we do it in a way that makes you look good and speaks to your audience. And my fabulous other co-owner is on the East Coast side. Lisa, take it over.
Hi, I'm Lisa Barker. I'm on the East Coast, right outside of Philadelphia in Bucks County, Pennsylvania. And like Kat said, we specialize in all web and print. You name it, we can design it. And we really try to work with our clients hand in hand, like their business is our business, because that's how much we care and we love what we do.
Yeah. And for those of you who haven't had a chance to experience them, those of you who are local or in Philly, they truly are passionate about what they do, just based on my own personal experience. And in case you are listening to the background, and if you ever hear neighbor's dog barking and everything like that, it's because there is a neighbor's dog barking. Not related to Lisa by any stretch. So
okay, my dog's sitting right here with me. So
okay, the mascot barking.
Right. So welcome to the show. I'm so happy to have you guys on, because I mean, there's so much to be said about having been in business for almost 10 years now. You guys will be celebrating your 10th year anniversary, right? So so let's talk about this, because our audience is a variety of different types of entrepreneurs who are just starting out, entrepreneurs who haven't started out yet but are thinking about starting out, and we also have entrepreneurs who have been in business for decades and they're just looking for that next leg up to be able to help them take them to the next level. And I think every type of entrepreneur has a gemstone of value to add, and I think you two are absolutely no different. Because I mean, let's first and foremost talk about some of the awards that you guys have gotten over the years. I mean, I think every year you guys get an award or something like that, right?
Well, last year we did miss
We
that.
try.
But the 3 years prior to that, we won 2 separate awards 3 times in a row. So we were the reigning champions of the Bucks County Courier Times Best of Graphic Design Services, and then the Bucks Happening Best Graphic Design Services. And then we've also won awards for school marketing for website design, and then direct mail marketing.
Right.
We've won gold.
Yeah. So what does that mean? How do you win those types of awards and everything like that? Because, you know, there's a lot of types of awards out there, but what was the criteria, and what was the competition pretty stiff when I'm pretty sure, because graphic design, every other person that came out of that owns like a copy of Photoshop decides, oh, I'm a graphic designer.
I mean, there's a lot of different kinds of competitions. So for some of them, actually, our clients were who submitted our work. So we were really lucky in that. Like for the school and for the direct mail piece where we took gold, our client showed the initiative. They were like, we love what you did for us so much. They submitted our names. We weren't even aware that we were submitted. And then they were like, guess what? You guys won. So that was pretty exciting for us. And then some of the other awards, well, the newspaper award as well. Go ahead, Blake.
I was just going to say, for the Bucks County Courier Times and Bucks Happening, that's when we actually reach out to our client base and we ask them to vote for us, so they can vote with as many emails as they want. And we just ask them to vote, and they do. You know, there's no incentive. They don't get anything out of it. We just hope that they vote for us because they love working with us. And they vote, and hopefully this year we win too, because the Bucks Happening event ends February 28th. That's when voting closes. So we can send a link out on Facebook again, and if anyone wants to vote for us, that would be great.
Yeah. So
we can win for the 3rd time.
Yeah.
First time was really cool because we weren't aware again that we were nominated at all for that. And Lisa actually had walked into a networking event, and the guy came up to her and presented her with this award. Take off the story because I wasn't there.
And from the Bucks County Courier Times, one of their reps came up to me, told us we won, and I was completely shocked because I didn't even know we were entered. So our clients really do love us.
That's great. Yeah, that's actually really good feedback, I guess, when, you know, someone has to submit you guys for one thing, right? And if it's someone that's other than you because they love the work that you do so much, that's actually that's a really good sign that you guys are doing good work then.
It's always been someone other than.
And that's the same thing when we get. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, no. I mean, so what does that mean done for you? Has that helped you from a marketing standpoint? Because I think one of the things that a lot of entrepreneurs forget to do, that want to be involved in the local community or even a nationwide kind of like recognition type of programs, where awards programs and everything like that. I mean, did that help you guys from a marketing standpoint to be able to add a little extra panache, you know, when you guys do your marketing copy or branding?
So actually, one of the things that we do is we always include that in our proposals. I think it definitely shows that there's credibility in what we do, that our clients are really happy with us because of the awards that we've won. But it also gives us a lot of local exposure, because within the local community, they really like to share and prop up the people who have won, and they advertise for you. So that helps too. Like you're highlighted on their website. There's just a lot of local recognition. But in a more like day-to-day basis, I would say having it definitely on our website and our proposal just lends us a level of credibility that would otherwise be lacking.
Right. Lisa, did you have something you wanted to add?
Oh no, I was just going to say that's awards are great and they get people to recognize, you know, who we are and what we do. But then when people start working with us, they really can see like,
Mhm.
wow, they really want to help my business. They want to dress my business for success and help me get there, and really are considerate about my feelings and what I want for my business, not just we're going to do whatever we want to do because we think this is the right direction.
Right. No, I think that's a really good point there. That you know, and we live in a world where everybody now is you almost. I mean, back in the day, I mean, people will see a commercial on TV and they'll decide on the spot, okay, I'm going to buy that. These days, I don't know about you. When I see something on TV, the first thing I do is I go to Amazon. I go online and I start Googling to see what other people have to say about what's going on. And I think having those awards there is a form of social proof. Do you find that to be the case for you guys?
Absolutely. I would say in some ways we've kind of established our own little community of people who really support us and want to see us succeed. And they are other really talented entrepreneurs. So they feel very invested in us winning too. Like, they love us. Yay.
Yeah. It's like, yay. So would you say, do you guys have a specific strategy around that, or it just has been happening? And then, because I know that I received one of the emails in terms of letting me know that you guys were in the running for something, and I did my voting and everything like that. So have you guys noticed that over the years, it's like, hey, maybe this is a strategy that you guys will consistently apply towards your business to help your business continue to be positioned well?
I would say,
yeah, definitely.
Oh.
Go ahead, Kat.
Okay, I would definitely say that it's evolved, because the first couple years that we won, it was organic, and then we didn't win, and we were like, no, we need to take this. So no, that included reaching out to our
competitive.
You got to stay on point. It's your business. You should fight for your business, and you should let the people around you fight for your business too. So we established a strategy where we did constant contact email blasts, and then we posted everything on our social media platforms.
Wow.
And we just asked.
And it really works, and people are so responsive to it. We get people emailing us back saying they voted with like 3 different emails. They're rooting for us.
Wow.
So it just makes us feel good at the end of the day too.
And then actually we continue to stay top of mind. I've noticed even when we send out something like this, because we will often get more projects in after we send out, like, you know, vote for us. So it actually helps expand our workload too.
Yeah.
Which is like a nice residual side effect of that.
Yeah, so that's something that's really important. I think there's a massive gemstone in that, is that people overlook the simple things that, you know, there are organizations out there that actually do it, like chambers do that, or local community centers do that, where they want to bring more recognition to businesses, both locally and nationwide. And if you're not tapping into that, then you're probably missing. You guys probably got a lot of leads as a result of having that level of exposure, right?
Absolutely.
Clients who don't work with us consistently throughout the year, sometimes they just have oddball projects that they need done. They see our email and they're like, oh yeah, you know what, I need something done. So let me reach out to them.
Wow.
And those emails, I mean, we send them out and we'll get people just trickling in, like, I need this, I need that. So that definitely helps. And you don't have to bombard people with emails either. I think that's a lot of misconceptions that people have. If I'm going to send out an email blast, I have to bombard people and just flood their inbox.
Right.
Where you don't have to do that. We just touch, you know, a couple of times, let them know that we're still here, we're still around, and we can help you out with whatever you have.
And this is something that you guys just kind of figured out on your own in terms of wanting to, out of being competitive and making sure you win the award. And then you guys, hey, this is working. This is actually helping us.
We've had to figure out every single thing along the way by ourselves. And we say, like, you never stop growing. It's been 10 years and there are so many things that we can continue to refine. But our whole journey has been a series of lessons.
Yeah.
I mean, so every day we're like, dude, the day we stop learning, the day we stop caring, and that's when we should just quit.
Yeah. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about the journey that how you guys came together, and then how you guys ended up creating Blue Echo Design. What's you know, what was the motivation or the actual inspiration behind naming it Blue Echo Design, and the trials and tribulations in the beginning? Let's talk about your journey of getting from where you started and how you got to where you are today.
So Lisa and I actually went to college.
I guess it's appropriate. Yeah.
Let's start with Lisa this time.
Okay, I was going to say Kat, I guess it's appropriate that Super Bowl's on Sunday.
Me too.
Because that one Super Bowl Sunday, we decided to start our business. But yes, we met at Temple University as sophomores. We had a couple of classes together, and we ended up sitting near each other because our last names were both started with M at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And so we kind of just realized that all the projects we had throughout class, when we had to present our individual projects, ours were both very similar to each other without ever talking. So we're like, all right, maybe we got something going on here. And then we just became friends first and really enjoyed hanging out with each other. And then when we graduated, party, and we're like, you know what, let's start a business. Why not?
And to
So we
add on,
did.
and you know, I think to add on to that too, it was right after like the economy was doing really badly. Do you remember this, Lee? And
Yeah.
Lisa graduated a year earlier than me, and I was like, oh man, it's like really competitive. It's hard to find a job. And then we had worked together on a class for an entire year. And it was actually a competition class for Eastman Kodak. And so we got to work together for an entire year together doing everything for this, like web, print, all the campaign components. And we got to see really how each other works. And we were like, dude, I don't know. We won that competition, by the way. We came in first place. And we were like, I think we could start our own thing. Like, let's just do it. Let's not worry about it. We're young. And the worst thing that happens is it's something that looks awesome on our resume later.
Yeah.
And here you guys are 10 years later, still going strong.
Yes.
Yeah. What was the big, I mean, and just in case, for those of you who are listening live right now, you can ask questions. We have the chat rooms that are available both on YouTube and on Spreaker. Again, download the app. So if you have any questions for these two lovely ladies about their journey in entrepreneurship, by all means, chime in, because I'm watching the screen and I can actually pull them up. So so you guys started working together, and then you started building the business together. What was it challenging in the beginning, or was it just like ease and flow, like right from the get-go?
I think starting a business, no matter how much experience you have, is always challenging. But we had no experience, so it was very challenging. So, I mean, we literally just went with it and figured everything out as we went along, like Kat was saying. And we made mistakes. We still make mistakes, but we just learn from those mistakes.
Yeah. What were some of the challenges that you guys encountered in the beginning?
Well, I mean,
the business side.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
The very first thing was we didn't even we had to start with like, what kind of corporation are we going to become? It was really that basic. Like I am talking about like we knew absolutely nothing about business. We were like, hey, we have this idea where we're going to undercut our competition because we have no experience, so we can undercut everybody and build our portfolio. Now, how are we going to do this?
Yeah. We have no experience, no portfolio, no clients.
So what we really started doing was, just doing some research online, obviously, like, okay, you need to get we're an S Corp now, but we got our LLC. And then we were like, okay, why don't we join the Chamber of Commerce? And then from there, we really just started networking. Like we built like a brochure, a website, our business cards, obviously. And then we just rolled in there, like fake it till you make it. That was our strategy. We would say that. We're like, just fake it till you make it. We can figure anything out. There's nothing that we can accomplish or that somebody around us doesn't know how to make happen. So I would say that's kind of how we did that.
Yeah. So how long after you so how long after you guys started did you guys get your first client? I mean, you guys joined the chamber, you guys started networking like mad women. Like mad women, and then you got your first client right from doing that, or was there more involved?
I'd say it's all about who you know. So some of our first clients were my parents' friends, and
cool.
That's just the way it worked out because, like I said, we had no portfolio, we had nothing. We were just out of school. We were 22 years old, so. My parents' friends were nice enough to trust us and let us, either do their website or create their logo, whatever they needed. And we really just started there and worked our way up and got better and better and better each year and kept learning. and kept growing. And we're still doing that to this day.
And then I would say where network really came in is because we had a couple solid clients in the beginning. When we did go to pitch those jobs, we were starting to build our portfolio. So it really became a thing of like building your portfolio simultaneously while expanding your network.
Yeah, no, yeah, I think there's something very, very important to point out there is that so many entrepreneurs, there's this weird thing that shows up for a lot of entrepreneurs that show up is like, we have no portfolio, we have no experience, that there's a level of embarrassment that they forget that their network, they already go into business with an existing network. You know, right. and you'd be surprised how many entrepreneurs later on, 2-3 years into their business, their personal friends and family have no idea what they're doing. You know, and
we leveraged that right away.
But that's an important piece. I think that's a really important piece to point out, because a lot of entrepreneurs, they stymie their growth, or they stunt their ability to kind of step out there and really get their first few pieces of business for their portfolio or clients or customers, because they're not willing to go out into their existing network. You know, and we do the same thing for our students and clients. We encourage them to say, hey, tickle your network. You already know a ton of people. You know, if you're looking to move into a new space. And you never know who they know. Right. Exactly. So cool. So you guys started, you started with the friends and family network, and then you go out there and start building your network. You know, at what point do you think it became legitimate? I mean, at what point did you guys sit back and go, oh, we are a legitimate business now?
I guess
when I moved to California.
Yeah.
That's how I feel too.
Oh, and when was that? How many years?
That was like 6.5, almost 7 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that's when it had to get real, because I actually had another job at the time. And when Kat moved to California, I quit that job and started doing Blue Echo full time. And we were like, okay, this is it.
Yeah.
Like, this is when it's real.
Wow. Cool.
And we're still here.
I know you guys are doing great. 10 years is a pretty solid run so far, and it sounds like you guys are on track to do maybe 10 more or more for the rest of your life. So the name of our show is called The Money Lab, and so as such, we always kind of have to get into a discussion of the money story or some of the money challenges that potentially came up for you guys as entrepreneurs. Let's talk a little bit about your money stories. Was there any kind of money anxiety or any kind of challenge come up while you guys were building this business? Or was it just pretty much like, no, we didn't even think about the money, we're just going to go? Obviously, money has to be.
Yeah, we did think about the money. The good thing with our business is we work from home and we have no overhead because of that. And we don't have employees either. It's just the two of us. So that really helps, because we didn't necessarily have to think about money initially. But then, like I said, when I quit my job, that's when we're like, okay, we need to have those salaries coming in. So maybe a little bit of worry came there, but we just went out, networked more, and continued to get more clients. And also we got referrals from our current clients. So that helps with bringing in more money.
I definitely think that's the biggest piece of the story here is, it wasn't that money was never an issue, only because like in the beginning we had to save to start our business, but we had that all taken care of. But what continued to happen was, like Lisa said, growing our referrals just means like every time we work with a client, they share us with their referral branch. So every year we've grown and grown and grown and grown without really having to do too much. But periodically we put ourselves in check, where we're like, okay, actually this month we're going to do 5 networking events a month, or this month we're going to do this. So we set goals and then we tackle them. And I think that's what really helps, keep everything together.
Right. And how did
just to go back to money stress, like in the beginning, we charged it's a joke what we charged. It was a joke because we were afraid that we weren't worth what we ended up being worth. And as actually one of our clients, an attorney, I'm going to give him a special shout out here, Jeff Lewis Law, he took a look at our contract and was like, guys, meanwhile, this was after we did all of the work for him. He was like, you do not charge nearly enough. And he was to encourage us to really bump up our rates. And then we've learned, we got to stay competitive. we are competitive. We are amazing. So we keep raising our rates a little bit.
Yeah.
And that was a huge challenge.
Yeah. And Jeff said this because he did just work with us. And he said, you're worth so much more than what you're charging people. I worked with you. I just experienced this. You're like a breath of fresh air. It's so easy to work with you guys. You hold our hand the whole way through. You're here for us. You pick up your phone, and you're worth a lot more than this rate. So he gave us a lot of encouragement.
Good.
And confidence.
And I think that's something I hear from a lot of other people too, that they're afraid to charge what they're worth. In fact, I was just at an event where one of the guys printed out our menu of prices and was like, you guys just inspired me to raise our rates. And I was like, wow, this cycle continues. Like, we've inspired somebody.
Yeah. Well, that's really good. But how did you guys know to, you know, because so one of the biggest challenges with a lot of entrepreneurs is that money becomes a forefront concern, whether or not they can even become an entrepreneur. How did you both have that ease of just saying, we're just going to do this? And I mean, was money not even a consideration? But I mean, how do you know how to manage the money in your business the way you guys do?
We have accountants.
But how did you even know to use an accountant? Because a lot of people don't even know to think about going to an accountant. I mean, did you guys grow up around, entrepreneurs, or did you grow up around people who were entrepreneurs, or did your parents? I mean, where did this confidence around money come from?
Well,
we just go ahead. We just knew we needed an accountant because we can't TurboTax everything.
But also, too, I was going to say, so my mom, Carol, is the owner of CarolSt.James.com, which is a national psychic line. So she already knew a lot about the business world. And then my father also was an entrepreneur. So they were who gave us the breadcrumbs in the beginning for the business side. But their lines of works were radically different than ours. So not every business model is the same. But I think when you're passionate about what you're doing and your clients see that, they want to help you and they want to spread the word. And when you make their business look good and they're making money off of what you're doing for them, they're really avid about sharing you with other people.
Mm. Yeah, that's interesting, because it's one of the things when we talk about, when we get the anxiety and the stress and the worry around money out of the way, that's when your business can actually grow. And it seems like you guys didn't have any of that going in. You guys wanted to just build a business, and the byproduct happens to be, oh yeah, and we can make a living off of doing that. Is that kind of how it was from the get-go? I mean,
I guess because we're creative, so we care more about the creative side than the business side, which is a challenge as well, but we've now learned to intertwine the two. So yeah, definitely, because all we want to do is make things look pretty for your business and make your business successful, and then we end up putting ourselves on the back burner, and we've learned to make our own business a client of ours as well.
When did that happen?
Probably a couple years ago.
I was going to say it's embarrassing, but actually just more recently.
So like the cobbler's kids, right? The cobbler's kids never have shoes, but
yeah, exactly.
But that says a lot. I mean, that's a testament to the level of passion and commitment that you guys have for your clients, and and the byproduct, of course, is And Lisa, did you grow up in an entrepreneurial household as well, or?
No, not at all. My dad worked for the government his whole life, and my mom's a nurse for 40 plus years. So they just worked for other people, and no entrepreneurs. I'm the first one, so hopefully I make them proud.
So how did you? Was it because you had support like Kat around to kind of like help? So it's not so scary becoming an entrepreneur, the first entrepreneur in your family.
I didn't even think about it. We were so young, and I knew one day I wanted to own a business, and I met Kat, and we said we wanted to own a business together, start a business together. So we just rolled with it.
Yeah. Would that be considered the what they call the millennial courage?
Probably.
I don't know. I think we're right on the cusp of those millennials.
Yeah, no, you guys are actually definitely still part of that.
Yeah, I think. I mean, we were
34,
22,
I think
so what did we know?
Yeah. I think 34 is the top end right now.
Okay, so we're right there. Yeah, but I mean, I just think because we were 22, we didn't really have many bills to pay for at the time. So we're like, let's just roll with it, see what happens. And the rest is history.
Yeah. Yeah. There's something very powerful in that particular commitment is that, you know, kind of like what you said, Kat, was like, yeah, worst case scenario, we'll just go do something else.
I mean, you know, it's like sink or swim. That was kind of our mentality.
Yeah.
So there are times we're like, okay, we really need to up the ante. I would say, honestly, our biggest money problem is that we get complacent. We're like, oh, we're doing good enough.
Yeah.
So we don't always push as hard as we should be pushing. But, you know, we check it out.
Yeah. How is that a problem, though? I mean, how is complacency a problem? How do you see complacency being a problem?
Well, there's always room for growth and improvement, and that includes the financial aspects of things. I mean, you can always be bigger and more successful. One day we talked about wanting to bring in other people into our business. So we have to make more money so that we can have employees or we can have a sales team. So I think when you're looking at a business as a whole, and I'm not talking about today, but like in 5 years, when you have like a 5-year game plan, you need to start thinking about scalability. So that's where complacency becomes an issue, because that is the opposite of being able to be scalable.
Right.
Yeah. I'm listening to you guys talk, and it sounds like, you know, even though you guys figured things out as you went, I mean, just that last little set of words that you talked about just now, Kat, it sounds like you guys have, it's not your first rodeo almost, even though it was like the business that you guys came outside. You guys it sounds like you guys learned a lot over the last 10 years. And when it comes to business, and, you know, what would you say some of the biggest foibles, if you will, in your journey over the last 10 years? I mean, is there any specific, like, oh my God, I remember that one time that we totally, like, you know, like foobarred this one or something like that?
I would say, I don't know.
So I don't know. I can't think.
So you guys have had a charmed entrepreneurial journey thus far, basically?
No, okay. Where we suffer from is it's honestly not establishing strong enough boundaries where people don't walk all over us and that we charge enough. I would say that those are our biggest issues.
Challenges, yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, I don't know. I don't think that there's so much challenges because of the way that because of our mindset. So like, okay, fine, this project was harder than we initially expected it to be, but oh well, the client's loving it and it's going to be awesome later. So I think we try and look at the end game again and again.
Right.
So what would you suggest for people who don't feel that running their business has been as smooth as you guys have been able to experience it? I mean, what would you say is that unique X factor that you both share that has helped this business maintain its steady growth rate over the last 10 years?
Well, I definitely think one of the main things is that we try to tell people all the time who want to go into business with a partner is that we're kind of an anomaly to the partnership world because we get along so well and we're friends first. But not only that, we're both extremely organized and on top of everything. So if Kat's gone for the day, she knows she can put the West Coast clients in my hands and I will take care of them and I'll get everything done, and vice versa with her. So that we say we're married because we have credit together.
Well, it is a
we
marriage.
have to trust each other and we have to communicate really well with each other.
You guys are legally bound. You guys have by S-corp papers.
So we say don't go into business with a partner if you cannot trust, communicate, and know that you're going to have credit together and it's not going to ruin you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's the gemstone right there. I think that was the magic pill that you guys experienced or had in your business that made it work, is the fact that you both get along so well. You guys are basically attached at the hip for the most part. You guys can probably think, you know, things to each other and not have to say anything, and all of a sudden the other person would get it almost to that level. Would you say that?
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. We're on the same page, same sentence, same word most of the time. And also we're both problem solvers. So whenever a problem or an issue does occur, because it's business, that's always going to happen at some point or another. We're like, okay, what is the problem? And how do we get to this? Like, what's the solution and how do we get to that solution? And let's do it together.
Yeah. Yeah, I think because this whole time I've been listening to it, I'm like, God, it's like it was like perfect from the get go. I mean, both of you and I realized something as we got to this point. I realized that okay, this is the missing piece that a lot of entrepreneurs suffer with is not having the right team members or not right having the people within. Even though you guys don't have a full team, you guys have each other, which in itself is a team. And that's such a huge component. And it's one of the challenges that I've had being a serial entrepreneur over the last, couple decades. Every challenge, most of the challenges I've had is because of improperly aligned team members, you know. And so I think that's really kind of the key distinction between what makes you guys so successful and makes it so easy for you guys to continue to grow and navigate the challenges of entrepreneurship together. Really super cool. So let's talk about the topic of today's episode and why you guys chose it. Because just to let you guys know, audience, our guests today had a great idea of what the title of the show, and so we just ran with it. Dress your business to impress. Let's talk about what that means to you guys, because it's apparently something that you guys do all the time, and you guys have raving fans because of that approach, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Lisa. How about let's hear from you. From your standpoint, what does dress your business to impress mean to you?
We really just try to work with our clients we know that they're professional, they know that they're professional, but we want to make their businesses actually look professional. So when someone goes to their website or sees their logo, or gets their business card, we want those potential clients to be like, wow, this company looks like they're credible, like they're professional, like they know what they're doing. When I call them, I will get the service that any other customer would expect. And so that's what we do to really elevate your business and your company through the power of branding.
I mean, is that a big problem out there that you see, that people aren't dressing their business to impress?
Absolutely. I mean,
I think so. Yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say, like, even when we're out networking, we will get business cards where somebody's like, oh, my nephew did this for me. And it's like cut crooked. And they're like, I don't know why nobody will refer to me. Where you go on their website and it's not loading and it looks scary. You're like, yeah, I wouldn't trust you to handle my stuff either. So I think that's probably the biggest attraction that companies have.
Yeah.
Because your marketing material is your face of your whole business. Your logo is your face.
And how important is that to make sure that, your branding, your design, your everything is in alignment with, what you do as an entrepreneur or a business owner?
I would say it's really important thing. Go ahead.
Yeah. Because you want everything about your brand to be cohesive so that it all looks like it's coming from the same company. You don't want a oddball business card and then a brochure that doesn't match, and then a website that you're like, am I even on the right website because this doesn't match what the business card looks like or what the logo looks like. So having that continuity and a consistent message that's targeted at your audience will definitely help tie everything together and make your business look more credible.
And I think a huge part of our process when we work with people is we ask them, tell us all about your company, tell us what are the characteristics that define working with you, whether it's professional, dependable, humorous. And there are so many different things besides just looking corporate. So when we're designing the face of your company, we want to know the whole personality and how people are interacting with your company or how you want them to be. Because that's the impression that we want to leave them when they are handed something like your business card or first come into contact with any of those touchstones, like your logo or website. Everything needs to be true to the personality of your brand.
Yeah.
We put the face to that.
And over the years, you've probably seen a lot of transformation, how it's impacted people's businesses. What are some of the things, the big results that stood out in your mind of you being able, when you two have been able to go in there, redress, so to speak, their business so that it's more impressive? What are some of the results that you've seen happen as a result of the impact of the work that you guys have done?
Oh my God.
One of my favorite things.
Go ahead, Lisa.
One of my favorite things is when people tell us that the business cards that we've designed for them got them business, because a lot of people don't think about a business card because it's so small as one of the most powerful forms of marketing for your business, but it is. So, because that's your leave behind. You might not have a brochure, but if you do have a brochure, it might not fit in someone's pocket, so they might toss it and just keep your business card. And we've had clients tell us that because of the way you've designed our business card, they've stood out so much that I've actually got clients out of giving them my card because of the design. So I like that because it's such a small marketing piece, but it has so much punch.
I agree. I still love. I mean, there's with the whole digital era that we live in where people say, oh, I literally gave a card to somebody and they took a picture and gave it back. And I was like, that's not why I gave you the card, but okay, great. You don't like my card. What's happening here? But and it makes me cringe sometimes when I hear these people out there in workshops and seminars saying, you don't need a business card. You just need your phone. I'm like, shut up.
No,
I know.
You have no idea on an unconscious level how boring that is, how not unique that is. And how do you make your business stand out, right?
And we've even had people remember us on different networking groups over the last couple years, looped back around, after a couple years. And they've been like, oh my gosh, I still have your business card in my drawer. I know exactly who you are. And it's just a great feeling.
Yeah. Yeah, no, totally. I mean, and if you make the business card, like I recently had new business cards made for my my new company, and then Kat has one of these, and then we made sure we had velvet on it, and we had like this like suede or velvet, whatever you want to call it. But it's like, and I gave it to somebody one time, and they didn't put it down the whole time we were at the meeting because they just kept touching touching it as a tactile thing.
So that's perfect that you brought up that, because we actually have some really cool specialty printing business cards that we've done for clients if you want to take a look at them.
Yeah, we wanted to share because we do feel like business cards are honestly the first impression that people get. So like, look, this is something gold for people who are here. I know
hold it higher. I want to see it.
Like, it just leaves such a nice effect when people get this, they freak out. So basically for people who aren't able to see what I'm doing, it's this gold foiling on a black card that when you move it, it mirrors and reflects. And then another cheaper one is spot glossing, and it kind of does this nice laminated effect in certain spots. Yeah,
I have that on mine. I have a spot gloss on just the orange part, or can't see it. Oh well.
It's such an important component to everything.
Mm-hmm.
So how about you, Kat? What are some of the success stories that you've seen on your end in terms of having helped a client and then seeing that convert into actual business or leads or anything like that, more business or growth in business?
I mean, we're really lucky because we get emails from our clients every day telling us, like, no, really, sharing with us like how much our work has impacted them and how it's brought more credibility to them. And Lisa said it right with the business cards, but also websites that is a really, really big, it's a really big space for where our clients are able to see increased conversion rates. So when their site goes from being something that's like pretty static to something that looks good, feels good, and is clickable and well thought out for conversions, they see people taking the pathways that they want them to take when navigating their site. And we get feedback on that too.
Very cool. So any specific examples, and like it's 2x my business or 3x my business or any of that? I mean, I think a lot of people will say, well, because a lot of people will forego, that extra expenditure to align everything, and I hear it all the time, and I hear it and it makes me cringe when people say, no, I'm just going to do this. I literally went to a networking event recently where they had their pamphlets were literally print out from their computer on glossy paper. That's something that they made in Word, and they had been in business for a long time. And I sat there, I was like, why are you handing these out? These look terrible.
I think with printed pieces, it's nice because we're able to add like hashtags to it or things that are like visit this landing page to a site. So you are able to track. But insofar as having specific numbers off the top of my head, I would have to pull them up from somewhere. we're not numbers people, but we do make it so that it's trackable, and we've gotten nice emails back about that.
Yeah.
Right.
So it sounds like you guys do more than that. I know when I had a discussion about you about web design and everything like that, you went beyond just talking about graphic. You looked at copy, you looked at flow, you looked at the user experience as well. So, you know, a lot of graphic designers don't go that far because I used to say all the time, web developers and web designers are two different camps. And I feel like you two bring something a little bit different. Beyond the graphic design, you actually are very concerned about also the entire user experience from A to Z when someone goes to the website.
Well, I think there's a lot of accountability for when we're doing something like a website for a client, because if it's not working, it's our heads that are there because they put their trust and faith in us.
Right.
So we want to do our absolute best to make sure that you're going to get the response that you want. Because if you're not getting it, you're going to come back to us, and you know who's in trouble.
We're in trouble,
Yeah.
Yeah. So we figure out who your audience is, what they want from your website, and the easiest way for them to actually navigate this site.
So you guys go beyond just the graphic design. You guys actually contribute a lot to the user experience. So both graphic design and UI development almost.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
But what we don't do is internet marketing. I don't want to give anybody the
I just said that we don't do SEO.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't do that.
No worries. I have another company that does that. Oh yeah. You know the companies.
I know.
Okay, very cool. So believe it or not, there's only 10 minutes left to today's episode. Yeah, I know, right? And so what I want to do is I want to a couple things that there's a couple questions that you wanted to make sure that you address for entrepreneurs who are listening, and I'm going to ask you to those to answer this question. One of the questions is, what is the most important marketing piece that people shouldn't undervalue? I almost feel like it's the business card that we talked about. Right?
It is, definitely.
You already answered it.
Yeah. And I totally agree, because I mean, to this day, I still, when I get a compliment from a business card, it says a lot, because people are inundated by business cards all the time, and someone stops for a moment to say, this is a really nice card. It's an immediate impression, right? It's another way to dress to impress. It's like that nice little cufflink that it's not just a black little dot. It has a little bit of design, a little panache to it, and people are like, oh, that's a nice cufflink. But it's just a cufflink. It's not even the shirt. It's not even the tie. It's not even the jacket. It's just a cufflink, right?
Right.
But is it really?
Details.
Right. And I think, you know, me being a more of a mindset person, people don't realize how deep into the unconscious those little details, those little attention to detail that it plays. Consciously, people might not even recognize it consciously, but on an unconscious level, it makes an impact. That's why colors and design and flow, right? You're going to say something. It looks like you're going to say something, Kat.
There's actually like a well-known phenomenon about that. It's called the halo effect. And basically what it means, it was created by Edward Thorndike. And it says like your first impression is the #1 impression for everything. So if you leave a positive one, even if your other marketing materials are not as good, the person will continue to feel good about you. But on the flip side, if your business card is like terrible, even
they're not even going to get in the door.
Yeah, right. So, but then they continue to feel negatively. So it works both ways. So that's why creating that first really strong first impression is invaluable.
Yeah.
You
No, I agree.
Measure it.
Yeah. Dress to impress, you know, and you dress yourself to impress when you go out, then why not your business? That's what I see. This is also a really funny thing. We see people dress up, they get really fancy, they dress nice, and then you go to their online platforms or their marketing and their brand, and it absolutely doesn't even reflect how they show up physically in real life, and they fit in the way the business shows up, right? It's like out of alignment.
Yeah, definitely. I think if you went to our website, you would see that the way our site is designed is exactly how we dress, how we act, what our personalities are like. So we dress ourselves and our business to impress.
Yeah. And I think what I love about you two is also that your brand and your message and even just the language is a direct reflection of how you two are authentically, as opposed to, you know, there are people who show up and then it's like different from how their business shows up. It's like each side is, you're not sure which one is putting up the facade.
Thank you.
I know we really encourage our clients to do that too. And sometimes that can be a struggle for them. We're like, no, you have to be who you are. It'll translate, and that is what will give you the best result.
Yeah, and they don't realize today people. Huh? What?
I just said because it's genuine. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, this day and age, I mean, people want to connect with the human beings behind the brand. Years ago, I mean, I would say maybe even just 5 years ago, people weren't as much, but because of social media and everything like that, people want a face, people want something to connect to. I just recently put a bigger version of my face on my website, and I'm not a big fan of doing that, but I was told by my marketing team, hey, for now, just do that because people want to connect with you that way. I'm like, okay, fine. Great. So anyway, I forgot. There's one more question I forgot to ask. Blue Echo Design. How did you guys come up with that name?
Go ahead, Lisa.
Well, color blue. How many names did we try to come up with before Blue Echo Design? So many, but we both said we love the color blue. And then echo, it was like a pond resonating when you throw the rock into it. You see all the ripple effects. And we were thinking that's perfect for us for communication and getting our clients' messages across to their clients and their customers. And then we do design. So we just put all the words together and we're Blue Echo Design.
Yeah, and it's so clever.
But we had to be BL.
Yeah, exactly. It was so clever. I like how you guys made sure the E was shared between Blue and Echo. It's kind of like a cool little cute thing. Blue Echo.
Yeah, we like it. So.
Yeah. So you guys have something to offer the audience for people who want to connect with you. Well, let's first talk about, first and foremost, how, if people want to connect with you further to get some design work done. And I'm telling you, for those of you who are thinking about getting some design work done, even on the smallest level, just to experience what these two ladies bring to the table, I highly recommend it. Even if it's a small, tiny project, something that'll just have you kind of experience what these two can do for you. How would they be able to connect with you if they were to do that?
Sure, they can connect a few different ways. They can email us at info@blueechodesign.com. They can go to our website, blueechodesign.com, or they can go to Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter and type in Blue Echo Design and we should pop up. Also, if you go to our website, you can see some of our portfolio. So you can see our work and the different kinds of clients that we work with. A list of our services, prices are on there, and you could even read some testimonials from clients. And if you go to Yelp, there's a bunch of testimonials on there as well.
Right. So you guys have your prices on there, but from what I understand, like if they just need something, even you could do custom quotes and everything like that, depending on needs, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Give us a call. We'll talk to you, figure out what your needs are, what your expectations are for your project, what your budget is, and we'll go from there.
Yeah. Well, it was really great. I got to share my experiences that there was one time in a pinch, and my team every once in a while still talks about this experience we had with working with Kat. I was doing a speaking event and I came up with this idea for this kind of like a Willy Wonka golden ticket type of thing. And Kat happened to be having a one-to-one with me and I mentioned it and she says, oh, I could do that for you. And then so she did that, turn around, the attention to the detail was amazing. The quality of the production was also really good. And it was just like a handful of these things that I decided to pass out in my talk that I had to do in front of 300 people. And just, I mean, like I said, my team was still kind of raving about it for a long time. The professionalism, the way you guys delivered and everything like that, and the quickness and again, attention to detail. I tell you, I mean, like I said, if you haven't had a chance, for those of you who are listening, haven't had a chance to experience what these ladies can do for you from a design standpoint, but beyond just the design, but just like the commitment to make sure that it serves your business, I highly recommend whatever it is, find some tiny project and work with them on it just so they can see what they're all about, you know? So you guys also have something to share or like an offer for our audience members who want to maybe, engage with you, find another way to engage with you, something about Instagram or something like that. What do you guys have? What do you guys got?
So if you visit us on Instagram, we are offering a free business card design, which is a $200 value with any purchase over $500. And all you have to do is mention #MoneyLabRadio.
Ooh, okay. So what was that again?
It is a free business card design, which is worth $200 with any purchase over $500. And all you have to do is mention #MoneyLabRadio.
And we'll post that as soon as this podcast is over.
Okay, cool. Awesome. I was just like typing. I was like, okay, great. Well, so what you guys can do is actually go to the Spreaker comment section and even the YouTube video section when it's up, post it there. And we'll be more than happy to push that out to let people know that you guys are offering that very generous. I can tell you that business card thing is huge, such a huge piece. And I don't care what anybody says that's like, oh, business cards don't work anymore. That's because you've got a crappy looking business card.
That's right.
Okay, cool. So any last things? What would be one thing that you would both agree on sharing in terms of someone who is either they're stuck in their business in terms of growth, or they're looking to they're just starting out and they really want to follow that success path that you guys have created for yourselves? What would be one thing that actually both of you probably have something slightly different, but anybody?
I guess I would say. Go ahead, Kat.
Go ahead.
I guess I would say if this is something you're really passionate about and you want to do, keep going. It's a lot of hard work, a lot of hours. What am I doing? Is this the right direction? Because it's so easy to go to work and collect a paycheck and just work for someone else. So if you don't want to put hard work into it, I say don't be an entrepreneur.
But the payoff is now that you guys can call your own shots, right?
We can. Yeah. We call our own shots. We make our own schedules. I mean, clients have deadlines and things that pop up, so we definitely try to accommodate them the best we can. And we usually do. But yeah, we can make our own schedules. We can work at night if we want to. We can work on the weekends if we feel like it, as long as we get our work done.
You can own homes in California if you want to. I mean, it's been, for example, Kat, it's been able to help you afford owning a home in California, which is not an easy thing to do, by any stretch, right? So we didn't get a chance to talk too much about this, but it is definitely not just like a barely full-time thing. It is definitely a healthy full-time business for you guys, a full-time income and everything, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's good. How about you, Kat? One gemstone from you.
I would say also, if you are just starting out, don't be afraid to look for a mentor or other people who have been successful in the kinds of works that you want to be in. Because honestly, people are good people and they will share their personal experience and advice with you.
Yeah, and they should listen to this show because this show will tell them everything they need to know.
Exactly. It is exactly like that. So, don't be afraid to reach into the network because most people want to see you succeed. They want to be a part of your success. So don't think you have to do it all alone.
And don't be afraid to go out and try to get those clients that you want, because the worst they can do is say no.
Yeah.
So why not?
So basically,
very cool. So if people wanted to reach out to you because they heard the show and they wanted to just kind of like have a conversation with you, or maybe just network with you a little bit, get to know you guys and pick your brains a little bit more, can they do that?
Absolutely.
Yeah, cool. Because I kind of feel like you guys are like very much in service that way. I mean, obviously, if it gets overwhelming, you can say no. So I wouldn't be like offended if you guys said like 100 people. That's too much. We have a business to run, but that's cool. That's cool that you guys are saying okay to that. So very cool. Well, guess what? It is top of the hour. I know we started a little bit late, so I went over a little bit late, but. Ladies, thank you so much for taking the time and being on here and sharing your journey and this amazing journey over the last 10 years of what you guys have been able to do straight out of college and straight out of school and being able to help so many people. And I'm sure for those that have been able to tune in or listen to this afterwards, there's so many cool layers of gems for entrepreneurs to really kind of benefit from just hearing what you guys have gone through. I have a sneaking suspicion that at some point I may have you guys back just to talk about other things, because there's so many things that you guys do. And you know what? I know this is a little bit nervous for you guys, but I hope you guys had a good time.
Such a great time.
I had a great time. Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah,
this was fun.
Yeah. See, I told you it was going to be fun.
Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, that's our show for this week. Again, if you found this episode to be valuable, know of someone else that could benefit from what we talked about today, then definitely share it. And if you are a fan, another way to pay it forward is to rate and review us on iTunes, Spreaker, or like the episode on Google Live. Reach out and connect with Kat and Lisa. And honestly, that's one of the best ways for us to reach more people and how we get the message out there on how to create that six-figure lifestyle. Okay, so that's a wrap. Take this week to apply the knowledge from today. Have an amazing week, and we'll catch you next week on the Money Lab live podcast from the Six Figure Academy, where we bring in an amazing coach to talk more about what you could do as an entrepreneur. So this is Wei signing off.
Bye.
Okay, so I didn't turn up that so like people on Google Hangouts could hear the sign off or the music anyway. So, all right, great. So this is it for Google Hangouts. Thank you all for those who watched or are watching after the fact, and make sure you reach out and connect with Kat and Lisa with any questions that you may have. So, ladies, say goodbye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you. We look forward to hearing from you.